I think the Worx Pegasus is a great work table. It folds down into a compact size, flips up really quickly and easily so you can get working. The biggest problem I've had, and you're going to see this in a lot of the online reviews as well, is clamping anything to the tabletop. You'll notice here, it's not actually flat all the way across. And underneath isn't flat either. It's got this honeycomb. That's part of what makes it light. So the clamp, when you clamp it on, it won't hold solid, or it even breaks the plastic underneath. So today I'm going to show you how I have upgraded my Pegasus with this new worktop. And I've created it from just 2x6 and a couple of scrap 1x2s underneath to hold it in place. But what this does is it gives me a solid surface to be able to clamp any sheet goods or 2x goods onto for cutting, sanding, anything like that. So let me show you how I built. I'm going to have one on this side and one on that side so they come off easily and can be stored separately from the worktop. Let me show you how I built these. Now the top overhangs the original top by about 3 inches in each direction. Now I did that because I wanted to keep the size of this compact. Again, the whole point of using a Pegasus is that you want something that's easy and compact. Now, you could certainly have it overhang longer in each direction if you wanted to, but this keeps the cost down by using just a single 2x6, 16-foot 2x6, and the scraps underneath. But design it the way you want to. I'm going to show you how I've designed mine that hang over, again, about 3 inches on each direction. Now start by cutting 6 30-inch pieces from your 2x6. And then, now try to find the straightest board you can at the lumber store because they're never always straight. But then line them up so they fit well and they line up well. And so they're going to fit together there. So I lined up the board so that the nicest board is on the outside, and then I marked them 1, 2, and 3 in the direction so I knew that this was the direction that they were going to go together. Then I have to mark the lines where the pocket holes are going to go because I'm going to join these with pocket holes. And so what I did is I decided 6 of them would work, and I put them at 4 inches, 8.5 inches, and 12.5 inches from each edge. And then I simply drew lines with my square, lined that up, drew it so I had a line on the first and the second board, so I know where the pocket holes have to be drilled in each of these boards. I then also measured a line 2.5 inches from each of the sides and 2 3/4 inches in from the outside. This is where the 1x2s are going to go, and that's going to hold it against the top, the original top. Next, we're going to drill the pocket holes in the 2x6s. So to attach the first 2 boards, I've got a clamp holding the 2 boards together, and then I have a clamp on each end holding them flat to each other. And now I'm going to use the 2.5 inch Craig screws to screw them together, starting at the center and then working my way to the outside. So for the third board, I don't have a clamp that's long enough this way, so I'm just going to clamp it on each of the ends and then screw again from the center working out. So now it's all screwed together. For the brackets underneath to hold it snug to the original tabletop, I'm just going to cut 3 10-inch pieces of 1x2 finger joint pine. And I'm then going to put pocket holes in and screw to the underside of that new tabletop. So then I'm going to drill 3 pocket holes in each of these 1x2s to then attach them to the bottom side. Now I'm going to attach each of the sides at the line that I had measured and drawn earlier. Just going to clamp it down to hold it in the correct spot, and then attach it with the 1-inch pocket screws. So now I can slide the new top on, get it in place, and then I'll just sand it especially on the sides where the cut edges are, just to get everything nice and smooth. With my worktops, I always like to put bench dog holes in. These are just cut with a 3/4 inch auger bit or a spade bit. And what they do is they give me more flexibility for clamping. I'll link to the video in the top corner of where I showed how to do that. So I put them in, these are 4 inches apart, which is the standard, and I started 2 inches from this end. It doesn't line up with 2 inches from this end, but now it gives me more flexibility, especially when I'm clamping sheet goods. I can use a clamp here and not on the outside so that the saw can run a lot easier on the outside when I'm cutting sheet goods. Now, if you have a router, a couple things you might want to do. One is use a 1/8 inch roundover bit to clean up the bench dog holes if you put those in. And then the other thing is in the original worktop, they had some inset trays. So you could use a router, just cut out some about 1/2 inch depth trays here if you wanted them for screws, pencil, other sorts of things that you want to have available right on the worktop. The bench dog holes that you can drill yourself, you could drill them in the middle as well, because the original top comes with these bench dogs you can put in the middle holes, and you'll see that they easily fit into these 3/4 inch holes, and now you can push something up against it if you want to do that. So you can drill holes in the middle of the work surface as well to be able to use the dogs that came with the Pegasus. Now, when I designed it with this gap in the middle deliberately, because then if I've got a sheet good and I want to cut it down here and have support on each side, I can just place it on top. But I did design it so that if I do need to fill it in, I can just drop a 30-inch 2x4 in there, and now I have a complete surface if I don't want anything to fall through. Of course, to fold up the Pegasus, you have to remove this worktop that we've just built. But I think adding these worktops can make your Worx Pegasus even more versatile, because you can just easily slide them on. Now you can clamp to the 2x6, add bench dog holes if you want to, and get your DIY projects done even faster. If you found this video helpful, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel so you get notified when I publish new videos. If the information in this video was helpful to you, here are some other videos I think you'll also find helpful. Thanks for watching.